that escalated really, really quickly. We're almost back at all-time highs with Bitcoin, $62,450. Literally, we are 8.6% away from the all-time high. And it doesn't actually feel like we're at all-time highs. I don't see people hitting me up that aren't really in crypto, that have been washed out during the bear market. I think that this recent pump, especially for Bitcoin, is very much driven by institutions. It's very much driven also by the ETF approval that went through just a couple of weeks ago, as the inflows, the net inflows, are still very, very high. BlackRock and co are pumping Bitcoin, and that obviously causes now people to get into crypto, to get realigned with crypto, to get interested again. It's really funny to see how people, when crypto is down, are calling death upon cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. This is the end. We're not going to recover from this. We keep falling. We keep going down. And now that the prices have recovered and we're almost at all-time highs again, it is the future of finance. Now people are excited about it again, which is really fun. Here in the shell, we're perma-bulls. We're always bullish on crypto because we know fundamentally that this technology is here to stay. And it's not only going to be Bitcoin that will win. It is going to be especially the altcoins also that will revolutionize and inaugurate a new era for the internet of value. The first time we're separating money from state, from the government, and building a new internet, the internet of value that empowers the people. That's what we're here for. And a lot of these cryptocurrencies that have different purposes, that focus on interoperability, focus on oracles, on data, on stable tokens, this whole new economy is unstoppable, right? And no government in the world can stop this, which means that the bottom line is a lot of these cryptocurrencies, especially the innovative, real builders, smart minds that are building on these projects, that have survived multiple bear markets, that have runway, that have a strong development team, that have products that actually work, that actually run, that are actually decentralized, those cryptocurrencies are going to enter price discovery, which means make new all-time highs sooner or later. What we know for sure is that Bitcoin itself has one huge event coming up, and that is the Bitcoin halving in less than 2 months, mid-April. So that's around the corner. And we just had also the ETF approval that fueled this rally even faster. So I'm actually not sure if this is the post-ETF rally or the pre-halving rally. I'm more leaning towards this being the post-ETF rally, simply because, like I said, the inflows are still very high, but who knows? At the same time, we're also seeing Coinbase down. Coinbase unable to handle the large surge of traffic, which means now, after Bitcoin did a 3.5x from the lows, now people are tuning in their televisions and read in the news and hear in the news that Bitcoin is going up. Bitcoin is the future of money. Bitcoin is going to replace the dollar. It's going to be the new gold. It's the internet money. It's unstoppable. Now people are hearing this on TV, on public media, and start Googling Bitcoin again. They're starting to log into their Coinbase accounts again. They're literally crashing the infrastructure with this large inflow. So this is the first time that we're now seeing retail coming back. I think until now, this really has been mostly institutions driven, but now I think this is going to switch. This is going to switch, and retail is going to flood back in. I also saw some tweets saying that KuCoin and Binance were down as well. It is interesting to see centralized exchanges getting overloaded. This is always the first step where you can see, okay, the bull run is truly back. This is not a bubble. This is not something like short term. This is the actual bull run now coming back. At the same time, I also don't think we are in the full bull mode. We're not even in price discovery. The real fun only starts once we enter price discovery, once Bitcoin and Ethereum enter new all-time high regions. So we're seeing centralized exchanges down. What does that mean? That means decentralized finance, DeFi, decentralized exchanges will absorb a lot of this traffic, right? Because people are just tired. They're sick and tired of dealing with centralized exchanges that are down all the time. There's probably also going to be a registration stop, which we had every single year in the previous bull runs, in the previous 2 bull runs, at least as far as I've been part of crypto, is that at some point centralized exchanges just can't take on new customers and they have to stop registrations. But guess what is not stopping? The blockchain is not stopping, right? At least the fast and interruptible ones, right? The slow and isolated ones, they might also get congested, right? Which is why I'm quite bearish, to be honest, on the Ethereum layer 1, right? It's unusable. You get priced out. When we had to claim the alt layer airdrop just a few days ago, which, by the way, you should still claim. I think the window is still open. Claim your alt layer airdrop. If you have been staking Celestia TIA, you're eligible for this airdrop. I made a tutorial about this. But you have to use Ethereum to claim the alt layer airdrop, and it's just horrible. Like the UX is terrible, right? It's just expensive. You get priced out, literally. So decentralized exchanges like Osmosis are amazing. They're not down. They're not unusable. You don't get priced out. And in Cosmos, we have a huge variety now of decentralized exchanges, also perpetuals, right? Like DYDX. We also see Injective. We have Sane Network. We have a lot of sector-specific trading chains now, and so on and so forth, right? We have Neutron and Astroport. So Kujira, right? Like the list just goes on. There's a lot of chains, a lot of independent sovereign layer 1 blockchains that are fast, scalable, and interoperable with each other, but also with other ecosystems. So I'm predicting here that centralized exchanges will keep struggling with the inflow of traffic because they always can only like catch up to the market demand, right? And upgrade their infrastructure as users flow in, but at some point it's not really scalable, right? Whereas Osmosis, for example, is a better alternative, and it's fully decentralized, which means you hold self-custody of your coins, your airdrop, your keys, your coins. You know, that's the whole thing, right, about crypto. Now, if we look into the trending search, like I said, now we're seeing to get, retail to get interested again in crypto. Bitcoin price actually ranking 2 here on Wednesday, February 28 on the daily search trends in the United States. So we have Bitcoin price on rank 2, only 200K searches, which is not crazy. And if you scroll down a little bit, you see Coinbase ranked 9. So I think, I don't know what it was before, but rank 9 is quite high, to be honest. But also only 50,000 searches, right? So it's also not crazy yet. And you can also verify that and look here if you compare the 5-year search volumes past 5 years in the United States for those search terms here. We can see that we're still far, far away from the all-time highs here in June 2022. There was the whole Terra collapse, which obviously people like, that was crazy event. People were just freaking out and panicking. But here was really the all-time highs around mid 2021. We had peak interest. So actually the search volumes were front running the all-time highs, right? Because the actual all-time highs were in kind of November or something around here. October, November 2021. But you can see the all-time highs interest here and search volumes peaked in 2021. And we're still far away from that, right? We're only at 40% recently, but now we went actually down to like 20%. So we are still away from that. But what you see now, and this probably also, confirms this theory that this is the Bitcoin ETF rally and not the Bitcoin halving rally, because obviously the ETF went down in January. And since then, Bitcoin halving hasn't really seen a huge inflow of search demand, right? And let's actually look at what happened in the previous halving, right? How was the Bitcoin price developing in the previous halving, right? The previous halving went down in May 11, 2020. And that's when we just had the first shocking news about COVID, a global pandemic taking place, and the first lockdowns being announced. So we had a COVID crash, and then we had the Bitcoin halving, which dropped the Bitcoin block rewards from 12.5 to 6.25 BTC per block, which means every 10 minutes, instead of generating 12.5 BTC as block rewards, we now have only 6.25. So we're cutting the emission of new Bitcoins in half, and miners, the way miners operate, is they're getting incentivized by these block rewards. And the theory behind why the Bitcoin halving is so bullish for the price is because in order for the hash rate to not halve, which means the kind of the strength of the Bitcoin network, so to speak, instead of that to happen, the price actually has to double, because now the incentives are cutting in half, which also means the sell pressure is cutting in half, because miners have to pay for their electricity, for their infrastructure. And if their incentives cut in half, it means technically they can only sell half the amount. But in order to still be able to operate sustainably, they actually, the price has to go up, right? Because what's going to happen now in April of 2024 with the Bitcoin halving that's coming up is that the BTC block reward is going to cut in half from 6.25 to 3.125, which means that miners basically need a higher BTC price to be sustainable, to be profitable, right? Otherwise, they will just shut down their machines, and that would actually threaten the Bitcoin security, the Bitcoin network, right? So this block reward is also known as the security budget for Bitcoin. And this will keep halving every 4 years or every 210,000 blocks. So I think this is, you know, while if you read about a halving in the news, like it may sound like a meme, right? But it actually has some real substantial stuff and economics behind it, right? Which is why it's such a bullish event, and it's just set in the code, right? It's not something that like we have to wait for a decision like with the SEC. It's something that's just in the code, right? There's no voting. It's just happening, right? So this is a bullish event for the Bitcoin price. And if we look at the price behavior now, like I said, this is just a straight up candle, absolutely crazy. Not even a lot of like consolidation here, right? We went a little bit here from 46 down to like 39 or something. But also just shortly just went wick down and then boom, back up straight to the moon. And if we look at the price behavior around the halving in 2020, let's actually briefly look into that. We can see here, this was the March 13 crash where Bitcoin went in a free fall from like $8,000 to I think below 5,000, even below 4,000. It's not really catching here, but I remember that night being up all night until 6, 7 a.m. on my laptop, looking at a chart and trying to catch the bottom, which I eventually also did, but it was a crazy night and just absolute madness, free fall. But this was the final washing out event for Bitcoin. And from there, we've then seen recovery. This might also just be the pre-halving rally. So it started here in mid-March, pretty much after this flash crash. We have seen recovery then for 5 weeks, which is now the phase that we're in now. The halving is six weeks away. So you saw a little bit of a rally here from the 5K lows to like 9K, 9.5K. We didn't cross 10K around that time. And then we saw slide like a couple of weeks sideways behavior. And then after that, July, that's when we started to pump, crossed 11K. Then some little more consolidation sideways. So pretty much after the halving here, nothing much happened, right? We went slightly up, but then sideways for quite some time. And then only then in October, DeFi summer was basically just coming to an end here after this pure madness. You know, that was also where we had a crazy alt season in 2020. But then that's where Bitcoin started running for 2 months straight from 11K, making new all-time highs, just smashing through new all-time highs, 41K in January of 2021. And the rest from there is history, 61K just 3 months later. So you can see the Bitcoin halving is a huge bullish event and catalyst. And that's one thing. Then we have the Ethereum ETF in May, just a month after that, which I think is going to cause a huge altcoin rally. I talked about this in one of my previous videos. And if we look at Ethereum, we can see 3,400, 3,500, but still down 29% from the all-time high of $4,800, $4,900. So Ethereum, I think, hasn't even started, especially with the ETF. If the Ethereum ETF goes through, kiss and goodbye. We're going to the absolute moon. And not just Ethereum, but all altcoins. And I think also most altcoins will actually massively outperform Ethereum, right? Which is why I'm personally not really holding, I'm not holding any BTC, and I'm not really holding ETH either, right? I'm pretty much maxed out on altcoins. So, and obviously most of it in Cosmos, because that's just where I'm home to, right? Where I'm native to. Now, at the same time, we're also seeing a lot of recovery pumps left and right. Solana, as I'm recording, $130. Even our beloved Atom, $11.85 actually here on the chart on Binance. It's $11.85 right now. Volume also picking up nicely, $77 million in the past 24 hours. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of strength from the crypto markets. Massive outperformance also here. Bonk, meme coin on Solana, Arweave, which is what Ran is really bullish on, crypto banter. So congratulations, Banter fam. This has been the best performer, second best performer of the week after Pepe. But congratulations, Ran and Banter fam. This is absolutely amazing to see this call playing out so nicely. I don't have any Arweave, but I'm very happy and respects the pump, as Ivan likes to say, Ivan Attack. So very bullish, very exciting. I think, yeah, Bitcoin dominance has been climbing up. I talked about this in my previous video as well, but so has the volume. And I think that's more exciting to see that volume is picking up across the board and, yeah, drags up the entire crypto markets and drags up the tide of the market as well. If we look at some of the winners in the Cosmos ecosystem, we can see the top 3 winners here, all double digits up, are Kive, Fetch, and Miniblock. Kive, I have not done a deep dive research on either, but congratulations if you were holding Kive, if you're invested in Kive. It looks really nice here, up 25%. And then we also have Fetch AI, $1.32, up 90%. Obviously, this is the best AI play, probably pure AI play in Cosmos. Then we also have Akash Network, still $4.76 after this massive 25x from the lows in January or late 2022, January 2023. So what a year it's been for Akash, AKT. And yeah, a lot of the other coins are also pumping. Yeah, Miniblock also 17%, but I'm not well read and researched about Miniblock. Kanto 10%, Injective 7%, $43, absolutely crazy. Also 40x now in the meantime. Terra Luna up 7%, evmos 6% up, back almost at 10 cents. So things are moving. We also, like I said, have this huge conference right now in Denver, ETH Denver, where a lot of announcements are being made, especially around Ethereum-based or EVM-based chains in Cosmos, right? So that's why I keep an eye on something like Kanto, evmos, Kava, even Injective, right? Injective has huge presence in Denver right now. They have billboards left and right. Even Akash is there, Axelar is there. Everyone is there, right? Celestia is there. Everyone is there. Now I'm going to leave you with a couple of things, very important things. Number one, Babylon. I talked about it briefly as well, but now you can stake your BTC on the testnet and you can claim your Bitcoin Pioneers Pass, which we don't know what this means, if there's going to be an airdrop for it, but what we know is that it's going to be limited and only claimable for a couple more days. So you need to get your OKX wallet and you also need to get your Kepler wallet. And then you will, if you connect both your wallets, it will look like this, where you have to get your Signet BTC. You can get them through now the Babylon Discord. Be very, 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 very careful with that. This is super sensitive. Don't fall for any phishing sites, for any scams, both on the Babylon website, but also on the Discord, right? I really don't like Discord. It's terrible for me, but yeah, if you want your Signet BTC, we'll also try with Stakesito, similar how we did for Berachain, to get some SIG BTC, so that we managed to force it there, because the Discord jungle is really, yeah, it's really horrible UX and you get lost. There's so much scams there. So please be very, very careful. Triple, quadruple check the URLs at any time, wherever you click. But yeah, this is cool. So once you got your Signet BTC, then you can stake them. You can also stake them with Stakesito. So we also have a validator on Babylon. Very excited about that, to be honest. That's going to be also one of the biggest launches in Cosmos, but pretty much in crypto. And once your stake is active, you can then go here on pioneers.babylonchain.io and connect your OKC wallet to claim your Pioneer Pass. And if you're active, if your stake is activated, then it will look like this, right? Where it says you are eligible to claim your Pioneer Pass. I haven't done this yet. I'm going to do this right now. And then you have to add a Polygon wallet, which you can use on your MetaMask. You just switch the network to Polygon. You can also just seamlessly add it in there. It's very easy. And yeah, then I guess you could just claim your pass and you receive it there. So I'm going to do that right now. And that's one thing I wanted to share with you. And another thing I wanted to share with you is please go watch yesterday's video. I know the timing was probably not the best because people were expecting probably Moonboy content on yesterday's price search. To be honest, I was also very busy yesterday. with other things. So this was obviously a video we've been working on for over a week, doing all the research, doing all the editing. So please watch that. It's probably not something you want to hear now, but it's probably something you should hear right now, because decentralized stablecoins are very, very important as the backbone for DeFi, and being able to mint IST using STTR as collateral, ST Atom as collateral, ST Osmo as collateral, and using that across Cosmos DeFi, where you can also generate yield in pools like on Shade protocol, for example. The Silk and IST pool, I think, is still paying out over 30% APR, and you're basically farming also SHD. I think those things are very important to know, and the backbones of DeFi, right? Yes, we are excited about the price movements and price surges, but also we want to be part of the DeFi revolution, right? And decentralized over-collateral stable tokens like IST that are native to Cosmos, backed by a basket of IBC assets, this is super important to understand, right? And like I said, probably not the content you want to hear, but definitely the content you need to hear and you need to be educated on. So go watch this video, go play around with Babylon, super important stuff and time sensitive. Go claim your alt layer airdrop. And also, final homework I'm giving you for today is that you go back to the Berachain testnet and you go back and do all this that Liam is telling you here. I'm going to play you this clip as well. So do all that. And yes, today has been a value-packed episode, but I appreciate you sticking around through the bear market with me. I hope I could also motivate you to not give up in crypto in the bear market, right? Because it has been brutal. It has been tough at times, right? But here we are, survived, and at the forefront of innovation, at the forefront of crypto, especially in Cosmos. Never been more bullish in Cosmos. I also made a tweet this morning where I basically said that one of the coolest things of organizing Cosmoverse is actually that I'm able to get first-hand insights of how these teams are structured, how these teams are working. I had over 20 calls in the past couple of weeks to onboard projects to Cosmoverse this year already. And not only are they very much more relaxed now coming out of this bear market, but also a lot of them have hired proper marketing professionals. And that's always been something that was lacking in Cosmos, is that we don't have proper coordination around marketing and messaging. But now, honestly, from the conference organization point of view, I can really see how all these projects have leveled up, hired marketing professionals from ecosystems like Polkadot, from other ecosystems like Ethereum also, or just Web2 that are onboarded to crypto now, and start their journey in Cosmos. So a lot of excitement around that. And I think also marketers really see a huge opportunity in Cosmos, because so far that didn't exist, right? So I think there's a lot of work, sleeves up, to be done for the marketers that are getting into Cosmos. So yeah, I think this year a lot of things are going to be very different, much more bullish in terms of the messaging and marketing coordination. So yeah, and me organizing also Cosmos for 4 years now, since 2021, it's like day and night. It's like day and night if you look at how far we got in terms of all that I just said, right? Marketing, coordination, messaging, and strategies to onboard users, to onboard developers, and those kind of things. So now that's the final message. Imagine how far we got without having a proper marketing strategy and zero coordination. Now imagine how fast we will scale during this bull run, where we have a crypto bull run, but then also a Cosmos bull run. And that together with the proper messaging and the proper marketing is going to get us to crazy new highs and new levels. And any category, you name it, restaking, deepen, AI, interoperability, DeFi, liquid staking, all of that, you name it, Cosmos has it. I'll leave you with Liam and the Berachain tutorial. Stay safe, guys, be good, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Hello, Ooga Booga, and welcome back, Bearers, and big shout out to you guys at the Stakecito fam. This is Liam here from Stakecito, and I thought I'd come at you with a quick Berachain tutorial. We've been covering Berachain immensely here at Stakecito, but one thing we haven't shown you how to do is actually use your BGT rewards that you earn on RTO bets at Berachain.com for providing liquidity. So we're going to show you how to do everything you need with BGT today, once you've claimed the rewards for providing liquidity. But first of all, how do you get to this page? How do you actually get BGT? Well, if you head up to rto.faucet.berachain.com, this is kind of your landing page for going around the Berachain ecosystem. We'll put a link to that in the tweet below this video. And actually, you can go ahead and go to the Bex app on this page. Just scroll down if you're not already on these list of apps and go to the Bex app. Here, you're able to provide liquidity to liquidity pools. If you want to know how to provide that liquidity, do check out our previous tutorial, which I'll put a link to in the tweet below this video as well. However, if you've already got BGT and you already have rewards, head over to the rewards tab on rtobex.berachain.com. And here, all you need to do is see how many BGT you've earned, like you see on my screen here. Make sure your wallet is connected on the top right-hand side. And now hit claim to claim the rewards, the BGT that you've been earning. Select how many you want to claim and then hit claim rewards. And then approve the transaction request that appears in your MetaMask wallet. Simply hit confirm and wait for that transaction to go through. All right, so once you get this transaction success prompt, just close the prompt, close here. And actually, if you go to the rewards tab, you'll see you'll be able to get to BGT Station by clicking any one of these links. Feel free to do that if you need. However, if you want to get to BGT Station any other way, head back to the Faucet page, this landing page just here. And now click Go to App for BGT Station. This will bring you to this page just here. And on the top right-hand side of the screen, connect your wallet. And now select the wallet that applies to you. In our case, we'll be using MetaMask. This will connect you automatically. And as you can see, we have the BGT rewards we claimed showing on the top right. So what we're going to do next is delegate to a validator. So head to the delegate section just here. And now select a validator to delegate to from the drop-down menu. After you click, just wait a moment for it to load, and we'll be delegating our BGT to Stake Ceto. Feel free to delegate to us if you want to support us, or select another validator that applies for you. And now select how many BGT you wish to stake. Now, I recommend not using your full balance so we can do a few other tasks. So once you're happy with the amount you've selected, and the RPC shows your balance correctly, just hit confirm and then approve the transaction request that appears in your MetaMask wallet and wait for that transaction to go through. Now, once this is successful, you'll get the transaction success confirmation. Just close that confirmation like you see on my screen, and you may need to refresh the page for your staked and unstaked balances to update. Okay, so now you've delegated your tokens to a validator. In your own time, do explore redelegating amongst different validators and also unbonding your stake. This is definitely something to play around with, but we won't be walking through these in this tutorial. The next thing we're going to do is head over to the Redeem tab at the top of this page. So head over to Redeem, and what you can actually do here is instantaneously redeem your BGT rewards for Bera. So select how many BGT rewards you'd like to convert, hit the confirm button, and then approve the transaction that appears in your MetaMask wallet, and then wait for that transaction to go through. If you get the error prompt, just retry the transaction. Once the transaction is successfully going through, you'll get this transaction pending prompt once again, and now just wait for that to go through. Now, we got the confirmed transaction prompt from MetaMask, even though we're getting this error, so we should have successfully redeemed our BGT for Bera at a 1-to-1 ratio. Now, the last thing we're going to do in today's tutorial is actually participate in governance now that we've delegated our BGT to Stake Ceto. So head over to the governance tab at the top of the page just here, and that'll bring you to this proposal overview page like you see on screen. Okay, so just before we go to vote on a proposal, if you have only just staked your BGT with a validator, it's very likely that you're not going to be able to use that BGT to vote. You need to wait until a proposal is submitted after you staked in order for your staked tokens to qualify for voting. So do keep that in mind. You may have to wait 1 or 2 days to complete this task. Okay, so once you've actually checked that you staked before the proposal is live, select the proposal you want to vote on. We're going to vote on whether or not Bera is good. So on this page, all you need to do is hit the vote button at the top of the proposal page that you're on. Select your vote, either yes, no, no, a veto, or abstain. Do we think Bera is good? Well, of course we do. We're voting yes, and we can also write a comment to go with our vote as well. Ooga booga. So next we hit submit, and now we approve the transaction prompt. If we get an error, we will just resubmit until that transaction is successful. Now we approve our transaction request on MetaMask. Now we have our transaction pending. We'll just wait for that transaction to go through. All right, and that's everything for today's tutorial. So I'm really sorry that obviously we didn't get the correct prompts and we had some errors in the tutorial. This is actually quite common for many activities on Berachain. So if this happens to you, definitely kind of keep trying those transactions and also just come back to this and maybe repeat everything we've done in today's video again, just to make sure you've actually done those actions on Testnet, because it could affect perhaps any airdrops or how people look at your account to qualify for the airdrop should these actions be considered. That said, if you found this video helpful, do consider delegating to us through the Berachain testnet and also on our other nodes throughout the Cosmos ecosystem, such as Celestia, the Atom token, Say, Injective, and many more like Akash. See you guys very, very soon. Ooga booga, and have a great day, Stakecito fam. Take care.